The information in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult with a qualified professional for any financial decisions.
Welcome back, dear friend to the seed and the system. Beginner Guide to Budgeting and Finance. Having carefully laid out the beds and pathways of your financial garden in our last chapter, defining your budget categories, we now turn to the gentle, daily act of tending. Tracking your spending is this vital tending, the careful observation that breathes life into your planned categories, transforming your blueprint from mere lines on paper into a vibrant, living reality. That's right, Heinrich. We've got the architecture, the framework from Chapter 3. Now we need the real-time data feed. This is Chapter 4. How to track your spending. Finding the best method for you. And it's where the rubber meets the road, connecting your plan to your actual financial activity.
This process, I assure you, is far more than simply recording numbers. It is a quiet, consistent opportunity to become intimately familiar with the rhythms of your own spending habits, and indeed, with the subtle emotions that often guide our choices.
Okay, let's get tactical. I know what some of you are probably thinking. Tracking every single expense? Seriously, Professor? Isn't that incredibly tedious? And yeah, I get it. The idea can feel like having to manually confirm every single cookie permission on every website you visit, potentially annoying and time-consuming. There might even be a bit of anxiety, wondering what the hard data will actually reveal.
A common feeling, that apprehension before looking closely.
But here's the crucial upside, and it's a big one. Getting this clear data stream is the absolute key to taking control. It stops being guesswork or vague worry and starts being strategy. It's like running diagnostics on your system. You need to know what's happening under the hood to optimize performance. This isn't just about logging numbers. It's about understanding your behavior patterns and making informed decisions.
It transforms the raw, chaotic details of money into a clear landscape where every dollar finds its rightful role.
Exactly. So in this chapter, we're going to break down the common methods for actually doing this tracking. We'll explore the classic pen and paper approach, the customizable power of spreadsheets, and the convenience of modern budgeting apps. We'll look at the mechanics, the pros, the cons, and importantly, the feel of each one, helping you find the system that works best for you, the one you can actually stick with. Let's find your flow.
Chapter 4, Tending to the Daily Harvest. Tracking your spending. My dear friend, having carefully laid out the beds and pathways of your financial garden in the previous chapter, we now turn to the gentle daily act of tending. Tracking your spending is this vital tending, the careful observation that breathes life into your planned categories, transforming your blueprint from mere lines on paper into a vibrant, living reality. It is like the attentive gardener who walks the rows each morning, noting which seedlings are thriving, which might need a bit more water, and where an unexpected weed has dared to sprout. This process, I assure you, is far more than the simple recording of numbers in a ledger. It is a quiet, consistent opportunity to become intimately familiar with the rhythms of your own spending habits, and indeed with the subtle emotions that often guide our hands as we reach for our wallets or click "Buy Now." Do you find your hand reaching for comfort in the form of a pastry on a stressful morning? Or does a surge of joy lead to an unexpected celebratory purchase? By diligently observing where the streams of your resources truly flow, you gather invaluable wisdom about your priorities, your impulses, and your authentic needs. This mindful awareness, this daily harvest of insight, is the key to reclaiming gentle control over both your financial currents and the deeper waters of your emotional well-being. In this chapter, we shall explore several well-trodden paths for tracking expenses. We will examine their practical merits, yes, but also pause to consider the emotional resonance each method carries, how it feels to engage with your finances in that particular way. Does one method feel like a meticulous journal, fostering reflection, while another like an efficient assistant, lightening the load? Our shared goal is to help you discover a system, a tool that harmonizes not only with the practical demands of your daily life, but also with your unique inner journey towards confidence and peace. Now let Professor Stone illuminate the landscape of these popular approaches.
Thank you, Heinrich. He's right. This daily tending, or as I see it, consistent data collection, is what makes your budget a dynamic, responsive system rather than a static document. We've designed the architecture, your budget categories, and now we need the real-time data feed, tracking your spending. This is the critical step that connects your plan to reality, showing you exactly where your money is flowing. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Tracking every single expense? Seriously, Professor? Isn't that incredibly tedious? And yeah, I get it. The idea can feel like having to manually approve every single notification permission on your phone, or worse, trying to sort an overflowing email inbox without any filters. Potentially annoying and definitely time-consuming. There might even be a bit of anxiety, that feeling you get before checking your screen time report, wondering what the hard data will actually reveal. Perhaps a fear of discovering that your occasional online shopping habit is more like a daily download from your bank account. But here's the crucial upside, and it's a big one. Getting this clear data stream is the absolute key to taking control. It stops being guesswork or vague worry. Where did all my money go this month? And starts being strategy. It's like running diagnostics on your computer. You need to know what processes are running and how much resource they're using to optimize performance and stop those hidden apps from draining your battery. This isn't just about logging numbers. It's about getting familiar with your own financial behavior patterns, understanding the why behind the what, and maybe even identifying emotional triggers tied to spending. Stress scrolling on Amazon, anyone, or perhaps that celebratory treat yourself moment that accidentally repeats every Tuesday. So, let's break down the common methods for tracking expenses. We'll look at the mechanics, the pros, the cons, and importantly, the feel of each one. Because the best system isn't just theoretically sound, it's the one that actually works for you. The one you can stick with consistently without wanting to throw your device or notebook across the room. Comparing expense tracking methods for beginners. Finding your flow. There are several main ways people tackle this, each with its own operational style and user experience. As we go through them, think about your own preferences. Do you prefer tangible, physical methods, or are you more comfortable in the digital realm? What feels less like a chore and more like a genuinely helpful tool that gives you the insights you need without adding unnecessary friction to your day? Option A, manual tracking. Notebooks, ledgers, pen and paper. The analog approach. This is the classic old school method. You literally write down every purchase you make in a dedicated notebook or ledger. Grab a pen, a fresh notebook, maybe one that feels special, like Dr. Baum's gardening journal, and make an entry for every coffee, every bus fare, every online click. The deliberate, physical act forces you to pause and consciously acknowledge each transaction. Think of it as manual data entry with high user engagement for every action. A very hands-on approach to understanding your financial data streams.
The simple act of manually writing down each expense can feel remarkably grounding for many people. This tangible process, like sketching the plants in your garden or noting the subtle changes in the soil, provides a direct way to confront spending habits and gently process any financial anxieties. It fosters a valuable sense of control over your resources, a feeling that you are an active participant in the flow. Treating your spending notebook as a reflective tool, almost like a personal diary, allows you to explore the reasons and feelings behind your purchases. perhaps noting instances like seeking comfort with an extra coffee on a stressful day, or the joyful impulse behind buying a small gift for a friend. This dedicated manual approach cultivates a profound, nearly meditative understanding of how your money, your life energy, moves through your life, transforming the act of tracking into a narrative of intention and self-discovery.
Let's break down the pros and cons of manual tracking. First up, the pros. It's dead simple to get started. You don't need any fancy gadgets or apps, just a notebook and a pen. Anyone can do it. It really forces you to pay attention to where your money's going. The act of physically writing it down makes you think about each purchase. You actually feel those transactions in a way you might not when you just swipe a card. And it's the cheapest option, obviously. No subscriptions, no software costs. And you knew there was a but, right? There are some downsides. It eats up your time, big time, especially if you're making a bunch of small purchases throughout the day. Logging every single one becomes a real chore. You're basically relying on your memory, which is flawed, to put it kindly. It's super easy to forget that $5 you pulled out for a snack or that random app store charge. Plus, if you're adding everything up by hand, math errors are bound to happen. So, accuracy can be a real issue. And here's the kicker. If you fall behind on your logging, catching up feels like an impossible mission. Imagine letting all the weeds in your yard grow wild for weeks and then trying to tackle it all at once. It can get seriously overwhelming, and that defeats the whole purpose of budgeting, which is to reduce your stress, not crank it up.
Yet, for those whose spirits resonate more with structure and the satisfying click of automated sums, the digital garden beds of Spreadsheets offer a powerful alternative, a way to map your financial terrain with precision. Let us turn to Professor Stone to map out this terrain. B. Spreadsheets, Microsoft,
Excel, Google Sheets, templates. The DIY digital dashboard. Overview. Using digital spreadsheets such as Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, Apple Numbers, or specialized templates provides a structured yet highly customizable way to record and analyze expenses. Many find pre-designed templates. You can find tons online, often for free, helpful starting points. Or you can build your own from scratch if you're feeling ambitious. The big advantage? Formulas automate calculations. Goodbye manual math errors. And you can create charts and graphs to visualize your spending patterns and progress towards goals. Think of it as building your own personalized financial dashboard, your own command center for your money. Emotional impact. Seeing your spending data organized visually, colorful pie charts showing category breakdowns, line graphs tracking savings goals over time, can be incredibly illuminating and, frankly, quite motivating. This clarity can transform vague financial anxiety. Where on earth does my money go? Into actionable insights and a genuine sense of empowerment. You're no longer guessing. You're seeing the patterns. The high degree of customization also allows you to design a system that feels encouraging rather than restrictive. For example, you could design your spreadsheet to automatically calculate how reallocating funds from, say, impulse streaming subscriptions could accelerate reaching your epic vacation fund goal. Seeing that direct link can make the trade-off feel worthwhile. Pros. Highly customizable. You can tailor it precisely to fit your specific categories, tracking needs, and even your aesthetic preferences. Want a category for supporting local cat cafes? Go for it. Free. Powerful options. Google Sheets, for example, is free and accessible from anywhere. Many excellent free templates exist. Automated calculations significantly reduces the risk of manual math errors when summing up categories or calculating percentages. This improves data accuracy. Visual data. Easy to create charts and graphs for a clearer understanding of trends. Cons. Learning curve. Requires some basic familiarity with spreadsheet software and formulas, like sum, average. There can be an initial learning curve, like figuring out the syntax for a new, albeit simple, coding language or a new set of game controls. Consistent manual data entry still required. While calculations are automated, you still need the discipline to input your transactions regularly. Forgetting or finding it tedious can lead to outdated and therefore useless data. It's not fully set it and forget it. Accessibility. You need a device, computer, tablet, smartphone, and internet access for cloud-based options like Google Sheets. Spreadsheets offer great customization and calculation power, but that manual data entry is still a hurdle for many. If you're looking for maximum convenience and automation, where the system does more of the heavy lifting for you, budgeting apps are the next logical step in the tech evolution. C. Budgeting apps. Mint, YNAB, Good Budget, Pocket Guard, Empower Personal Dashboard, Trademark, etc. The automated assistant. Overview. Modern budgeting apps represent a significant leap in convenience and automation. Many can securely link to your bank accounts and credit cards, automatically importing and often attempting to categorize your transactions with minimal effort on your part. Though, like any AI assistant, their initial attempts at categorization can sometimes be hilariously off target. They typically provide real-time updates, slick visual dashboards, and features designed to help you track progress toward specific financial goals, send bill reminders, and analyze spending trends. It's like having a financial AI assistant running quietly in the background, constantly updating your financial feed. Emotional impact. For many, the automation is a huge stress reliever. Knowing transactions are being captured automatically, mostly, can significantly reduce feelings of overwhelm and provide a sense of being consistently on top of things, even during busy periods. It lowers the mental load. Instant notifications. You've spent 80% of your gaming microtransactions budget. Or dashboard updates showing spending against limits can provide timely feedback. Approached constructively, not with self-judgment, these alerts act like gentle nudges towards mindfulness, helping curb impulse spending without inducing panic. It's like getting a friendly pop-up reminder from your system when a background process is using too many resources. Pros. Significant time savings. Automation of transaction importing drastically reduces manual effort. Improved accuracy, potentially. Minimizes manual entry errors for amounts and dates as data is pulled directly. Real-time tracking. Often provides instant updates, offering a clear picture of your current financial state. Feature. Rich. Frequently include helpful extras like goal tracking, bill reminders, spending analysis reports, net worth tracking, investment tracking, and credit score monitoring. Cons at cost. Some popular and feature-rich apps require subscription fees, e.g., YNAB. Free versions of other apps may have limited features or include advertisements. Factor this into your budget. Automatic categorization isn't perfect. The AI needs training. You'll likely need to regularly review and correct how transactions are tagged to ensure accuracy and alignment with your category structure. That gourmet donut might get auto-categorized as groceries when you meant sheer indulgence. Reliance on technology and security, privacy. Concerns. You need consistent access to your device and internet. More importantly, linking financial accounts raises valid data privacy and security concerns for some users. Always use strong, unique passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and research the app's security practices. Potential for disconnection. If it's too automated and you don't regularly engage with the data, you might become disconnected from your actual spending habits. The app tracks, but you still need to be aware. Okay, we've looked at the main options: the classic pen and paper, the versatile spreadsheet, and the modern automated app. To help you compare them side by side, here's a quick summary table highlighting their key operational differences. I'm going to narrate a table titled Summary Table, comparing expense tracking methods. This table compares 3 methods: manual tracking, pen and paper, spreadsheets, Excel, Google Sheets, and budgeting apps, automated, across 5 features. First, ease of setup. For manual tracking, very easy, uses basic supplies. For spreadsheets, moderate, templates help, but formulas are needed. For budgeting apps, generally easy, requires linking accounts. Second feature, time commitment. For manual tracking, high, you need to write down everything. For spreadsheets, moderate, data entry is needed. For budgeting apps, low, automation handles most of the entry. Third, customization. For manual tracking, limited by the physical format. For spreadsheets, high, fully customizable. For budgeting apps, moderate. Customization is within the app's structure. Fourth feature, emotional engagement. For manual tracking, high mindfulness and reflection. For spreadsheets, visual clarity empowers decisions. For budgeting apps, automation reduces stress, provides instant feedback. And the fifth feature, accuracy. For manual tracking, prone to human error. For spreadsheets, accurate if data entry is meticulous. For budgeting apps, generally high, requires category review. That concludes the table. This comparison highlights the key trade-offs. But how does your choice impact your ability to actually stick with it and get reliable information that helps you rather than just creating more work? Let's analyze that crucial aspect. How your choice affects sticking with it and getting accurate info. When selecting an expense tracking method, remember that the features are only part of the story. The best choice resonates with your personality, habits, and emotional response to the process. It needs to feel like a supportive tool, not another demanding taskmaster. This personal connection is vital, as it profoundly affects 2 key outcomes: your consistency in applying the method over time, your adherence, and the overall accuracy and reliability of the financial picture you create. A. Sticking with it. User adherence and consistency. Manual tracking. Pros. The physical routine might appeal if you thrive on deliberate, reflective habits and find satisfaction in tangible records. Cons. The major time commitment makes it easy to fall behind or give up, especially during busy or stressful times. It requires high discipline, like sticking to a daily manual workout log without fail. If you miss a few days, the backlog can feel insurmountable. Spreadsheets. Pros. High customization means you can design a system that feels motivating and adjust it as needed. You control the complexity and the visual output, which can be engaging. Cons. Still relies heavily on self-discipline for consistent manual data entry. If you find data entry tedious or easily forget, like updating a personal project change log, maintaining consistency is a challenge. The blank cell can be intimidating. Budgeting apps. Pros. Automation is the biggest adherence advantage. Less daily effort makes it easier to stay consistent even when motivation wanes or life gets chaotic. Real-time updates and visual dashboards can also motivate and make it feel more like an interactive game. Cons. Over-reliance can lead to complacency. You still need to actively engage, review categories, analyze the data, not just let it run unmonitored in the background like an app you installed but never use. If the auto-categorization is frequently wrong and annoying to fix, that can also kill motivation. B. Getting it right. Tracking accuracy. Manual tracking. Accuracy depends entirely on your diligence and memory. Very easy to forget small cash purchases, that coffee, the parking meter, or make math errors when tallying, leading to an inaccurate and unreliable picture of your finances. Spreadsheets. Automated formulas minimize calculation errors, which is a big plus. However, accuracy hinges on correct and complete data entry. The old adage, garbage in, garbage out, absolutely applies here. If you mistype numbers or forget transactions, the output will be flawed. Budgeting apps generally offer the highest accuracy for capturing transactions, as they pull data directly from your linked bank accounts and credit cards. The main potential inaccuracy comes from miscategorized transactions, requiring your user review and correction to ensure the data is meaningfully sorted. Understanding how each method impacts consistency and accuracy helps you choose wisely. But regardless of the tool, developing good habits around the process of tracking is essential for making it less of a drag and more of a superpower. Making tracking less tedious and more consistent. Professor Stone's Pro Tips. Whatever method you choose, consistency is the name of the game. If tracking feels like a root canal, you won't stick with it. Here are some practical tips to make it a sustainable habit, not a dreaded chore. Set a routine. Schedule it. Don't leave it to chance or when I have time. Dedicate a specific short time slot, maybe 5 minutes each evening to log the day's spending while your computer is booting down, or 15 to 20 minutes once a week, perhaps on Sunday morning with your coffee, to review transactions in your app or spreadsheet. Make it a recurring calendar event, like any other important appointment. Regularity prevents backlog and overwhelm. Use visual cues and gamify it. Make it engaging. If you're using spreadsheets or apps, leverage the visual tools. Use color coding for categories, set up spending charts, or track progress towards savings goals with progress bars. Seeing tangible evidence of your progress, like watching a savings bar fill up or a debt chart shrink, delivers a powerful psychological reward. This visual feedback acts as a strong motivation boost, much like the satisfying feeling of leveling up in a game or closing rings on your fitness tracker. Incorporate reflective moments. Data plus feeling equals insight. Don't just log numbers. Take a moment to connect them to context and feeling.
Ah, yes, this reflection. This is where the soul of the practice lies, where the numbers begin to tell the story of your life. After reviewing your weekly or monthly tracking, gently ask yourself, how do I feel about this pattern of spending? Did these choices truly nourish my spirit or align with my deepest values? What quiet need or fleeting impulse prompted that unexpected purchase of, say, those charming but perhaps unneeded garden gnomes? This conscious check-in, like pausing to admire the interplay of light and shadow in your garden, or noticing which plants seem to be thriving and which are struggling, connects the cold numbers to the warm pulse of your emotions. It helps you identify the subtle patterns or triggers, perhaps stress blooming into online shopping, or boredom leading you to browse your favorite delivery apps, allowing for more mindful, heart-led adjustments moving forward. This isn't about judgment. It's about understanding the human story behind the data.
That reflective piece adds crucial qualitative context to the quantitative data. And finally, don't forget this essential part of building any new habit. Celebrate small wins consistently. Positive reinforcement. Loop. Seriously, acknowledge your efforts. Did you track consistently all week? Stay under budget in a category you usually struggle with? Consciously decide not to make an impulse purchase you were really tempted by. Take a moment to recognize that success. These mini celebrations generate positive reinforcement, counteract negative feelings about restriction, and build the long-term confidence needed to maintain the habit. It's like giving yourself a small XP boost for completing a daily quest. It keeps you engaged. Even with the best intentions and these tips, frustrations can pop up like unexpected error messages or weeds in Dr. Baum's otherwise pristine flower beds. Let's troubleshoot some common ones. Troubleshooting. Common tracking frustrations. Debugging your process. It's completely normal to hit roadblocks when you're building a new habit, especially one that requires attention to detail like financial tracking. Here's how to address common issues without throwing your keyboard, notebook, or smartphone in frustration. Problem: forgetting to record transactions. Solution: manual chalk spreadsheet. Keep your tool hyper-accessible. Your notebook should live in your bag or on your desk. Your spreadsheet should be a prominent shortcut on your phone's home screen or computer desktop. Set daily phone reminders. Log today's spending for a specific time. Solution: app. Ensure transaction notifications are enabled if your app offers them. Make it a habit to quickly scan the app's feed once a day, perhaps while waiting in line or during a commercial break. Problem: feeling overwhelmed by the volume of data or detail. Solution: simplify. If tracking every tiny purchase feels insane or unsustainable, don't. Group small, miscellaneous cash expenses into a general category like pocket money, $20 a week, instead of itemizing every pack of gum. Or as a starting point, laser focus on tracking just one or two key categories where you suspect overspending, e.g., dining out, subscriptions, and expand later as you get comfortable. Adjust the data resolution to a level that feels informative but not burdensome. Problem: incorrect categorization in apps. The AI made a funny. Solution: expect it, especially when you first set up an app. Auto-categorization is a helpful assistant, not an infallible oracle. Make reviewing and correcting categories a standard part of your routine check-in, weekly or monthly. Most apps allow easy reassignment, and many learn your preferences over time as you correct them. Don't demand perfection from the automation. Treat it as an intern that needs occasional guidance and positive reinforcement. Problem: emotional resistance to reviewing spending, aka avoidance behavior. I don't want to look. Solution: reframe. This is where Dr. Baum's wisdom really comes in. Remind yourself why you're tracking: for empowerment, clarity, and reaching your goals, not self-punishment or to feel bad about yourself. Use positive affirmations. Tracking helps me build the future I want. This data gives me power. Consciously focus on progress, however small, during each review. Perhaps pair review time with something pleasant, like listening to relaxing music, enjoying a favorite cup of tea, or sitting in a comfortable spot. Create a positive association rather than one of dread.
Navigating these small frustrations with patience and ingenuity, much like a gardener learning to manage unexpected pests or a sudden change in weather, strengthens not just your budget, but your spirit's resilience. Each challenge overcome is a root growing deeper.
Conclusion: finding your best tracking method is key to clarity and control. Ultimately, choosing how you track spending is a personal decision. The best method isn't a universal prescription found in a textbook. It's the one that you can consistently maintain and that provides you with clear, actionable insights. Your preferred method might even evolve as your needs and confidence grow. Maybe you start with an easy-to-use app for its automation, and then, as you become more financially savvy, migrate to a highly customized spreadsheet for more granular control. That's perfectly fine. Growth and adaptation are good. Whether you connect with the mindful deliberation of manual tracking, appreciate the customizable power of spreadsheets, or value the effortless convenience of budgeting apps, the most critical element is building a sustainable habit. Consistency transforms tracking from an occasional, often dreaded, task into a powerful, ongoing source of financial clarity. When you pair your chosen method with intentional review and that honest emotional reflection Dr. Baum emphasizes, how did that spending make me feel? Did it align with my values? You unlock a deeper understanding of your financial patterns and motivations. This insight builds the confidence needed to make informed decisions, adjust habits effectively, and steadily move towards your goals. Remember, the tool is secondary. The habit of awareness, the commitment to tending this part of your life, is paramount. Key takeaways from Chapter 4. Diverse methods suit. Diverse styles, manual tracking, spreadsheets, and budgeting apps each offer unique trade-offs regarding time commitment, customization, potential accuracy, and emotional fit. Choose based on your personality, lifestyle, and what feels most sustainable for you. Consistency is crucial for success. Regular, habitual tracking, whether daily or weekly, is far more important than the specific tool you choose. Consistency builds accurate data over time and reinforces positive financial habits. Balance accuracy with emotional needs. Select a method that provides reliable data while also feeling manageable, motivating, and minimally stressful for you personally. It needs to work for your head and your heart. Actively. Troubleshoot challenges. Expect common frustrations like forgetting transactions, making small errors, or feeling resistance to tracking. Using practical tips such as establishing routines, setting reminders, simplifying your process, and reframing your mindset will help you stay on course without getting derailed. Empowerment comes through. Insight. View tracking not as a chore, but as a vital diagnostic tool for gaining financial clarity. Every transaction tracked provides data that helps you understand your habits, reduce financial anxiety, see tangible progress, and ultimately achieve greater financial freedom and control. Okay, team. In this chapter, we've focused on the essential practice of tracking your spending, the mechanism that provides the real-time data feed, showing where your money is actually going compared to the categories you defined back in Chapter 3. Diligent tracking gives you the raw data and crucial insights needed for informed financial management. You now have a toolkit of methods and strategies to make this process work for you. However, simply knowing where your money goes isn't the end game. That's like having a perfectly functioning speedometer and fuel gauge in your car, but no map or destination. To truly direct your finances effectively and, importantly, stay motivated on this journey, you need a clear destination, a why. What are you working towards with all this careful tending and data collection? How does managing your daily spending connect to your larger aspirations and dreams? Therefore, with the foundation of categorization, Chapter 3, and tracking, Chapter 4, now firmly established, in the next chapter, Chapter 5, we will explore how to set meaningful financial goals. We'll move beyond vague wishes like save more or get out of debt and learn how to translate your aspirations into specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound SMART goals. This process provides the essential direction and motivation needed to make your budgeting efforts truly purposeful and rewarding, turning your financial vehicle into one that's heading towards a destination you've consciously chosen. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into tracking your spending in Chapter 4. We've covered the main methods, from manual tracking and spreadsheets to the automated convenience of apps. The big takeaway: the best method doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's the one that you can stick with consistently and that gives you clear, actionable insights into your financial habits.
Indeed, Eliot. This consistent act of tending, of observing where your resources flow, is where the abstract categories we discussed earlier truly come alive. It is a practice of mindfulness, a daily commitment to understanding and nurturing your financial life. With each entry, you clear away the chaos and let clarity prevail, much like a gardener removes each weed to reveal the path for vibrant growth.
Exactly. Consistency turns tracking from a sporadic task into a reliable source of financial clarity. And when you pair your chosen tool with honest reflection, you unlock a much deeper understanding. This insight is the foundation for confident decisions and steady progress. Remember, the tool is secondary. The habit of awareness is paramount.
Having learned to observe your garden, to understand its daily nourishment and needs, the natural next question arises. For what purpose are we cultivating all this? What fruits, what blossoms, what future landscape are we hoping to nurture?
Precisely. In this chapter, we focused on getting that real-time data feed, the what's happening now picture with your finances. But simply knowing where the money went isn't the whole game. To make your budgeting truly powerful, and importantly, to stay motivated, you need a clear destination, a why.
A North Star to guide your cultivation.
That's right. So, with the foundations of categorization and tracking now firmly established, in the next chapter, Chapter 5, setting financial goals you can actually reach. We're going to explore how to define that destination. We'll move beyond vague wishes and learn how to craft specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, that's smart, goals. This is how we connect the dots and make the whole process truly purposeful and rewarding.
And now a word from the creator. Hey there, I'm Ferguson, an educational researcher passionate about financial literacy, audiobook narration, and telling compelling educational stories that empower and inspire. I'm currently developing audiobooks, podcasts, and episodic content to make financial education more accessible, and I'm exploring innovative AI tools to enhance storytelling. I dream of becoming a published author, and if you enjoy my work and want to fuel future projects, a coffee or two really goes a long way. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Also, check out the link in the description to buy me a coffee and support my journey. Thanks for being part of this community. See you in the next episode.
The information in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult with a qualified professional for any financial decisions.